Hey everyone, Sensor here, and welcome to another Shadowlands beta video. Now in this video I'm going to finally go over all of the Frost Death Knight legendaries. I went over all the other Death Knight legendaries and conduits and all that stuff, but Frost Death Knight was missing a legendary. So now that with the latest patch, I think everything has been added, and almost everything works in general. So I can finally go over Frost DK. So first we're going to start with the one that was missing. It causes Obliterate to have a 15% increased chance to trigger Rhyme, so it's a 60% chance now instead of 45% chance. And Howling Blast will also generate Runic Power while Rhyme is active. So normally it doesn't do that, and it's about 16 or so, 16 to 20 Runic Power, even though, obviously the tooltip is wrong. So I'll go ahead and start that now. And so now I'm at 50, okay, I'm at 60. Yes, it gave me 16. So this one's really good with Breath of Sindragosa because now it'll cause Howling Blast to give you Runic Power back. So even more Runic Power. Let's go ahead and get out of combat here and go on to the next one. The next one is another Obliterate one, and this one makes it so that Obliterate has 10% increased damage, and it'll have a 15% chance to refund 2 runes. So, Obliterate, right now my Obliterate's 1496, and normally it'll always cost 2 runes. This one, increase the damage, so as you can see, 1674 causes that damage to go up. And it's cool because basically it's basically like giving you a free Obliterate. So I'll go ahead and do that. It's the same proc chance as the other legendary. Um, so they're both pretty good. And I tested them before, and it's still, Breath of Sindragosa takes some work. But overall, I think the other one is better, but it just depends on your RNG because you can get back-to-back Obliterates. Um, So maybe with some more testing, I'd be able to really tell which one is better. But from just the initial testing, the one that lets Howling Blast generate Runic Power was better. But depending on your RNG, this one might be better. But there are times when you get low and then it's like, well, I can't even do anything. So I do think that overall the other one would be better. But in terms of, well, for Breath of Sindragosa, I think the other one would be better. Just in general, I like this one more where it gives you the extra damage and a chance to refund 2 runes because um, that just smooths it out basically. It's just nice to be able to just get those back to back, just constantly using Obliterate and then having enough runic power to just spam Frost Strike. The other one that I can't really show here because I need to hit 3 targets, but it increases Remorseless Winter damage by 15%, and then the first time that it deals damage to 3 different enemies, you gain Rhyme. So, I mean, I guess technically I could do it because it says 3 different enemies. I don't think it has to be at the same time. So, just to show the damage real quick to know that it works, 838, I put it on, and now it's 992. So I'll go ahead and cast it. I hit 2 people, and then I come over here. Yeah, so it gave me Rhyme. So yeah, it doesn't have to be within, like it doesn't have to be at the same time. It just has to be while it's active. You have to hit 3 different targets. So obviously on a single target fight, that would not, it wouldn't be completely useless because it still increases the damage, but there's going to be better legendaries to use. And I've messed up my combat. The tanking dummies have this sort of, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but basically if you attack a tanking dummy, it's really hard to get out of combat. Now we go to the last one where Frostworm's Fury cooldown is reduced by 50%. So normally it's a 3-minute cooldown. I put this on. Now it's only a minute and a half. And also it'll freeze all the enemies that it hits. So I'll go ahead and show that. So yeah, it froze them. So it's pretty good if you want to use your, Frostworm's Fury more often, which does a decent amount of damage. So overall, I mean, that's definitely a good one for AoE. I think it's pretty good for single target too. There'd have to be more testing to know if it's, you know, better at single target than, say another one. I mean, you are using it twice as much, but it's still a minute and a half cooldown. Personally, I think that one of the Obliterate ones would probably be better overall for single target, but I think this could be really good, especially for big AoE fights or like, Mythic Plus. Dropping that down from 3 minutes to a minute and a half means, you can get a lot out of that. And I haven't played a lot of Frost this, basically since Legion, but I'm sure there's things you can do um, to increase the Frost and Fury even more. I do not have the conduits right now, but I believe there's something there. So either way, yeah, this is a good legendary. I think they're all fairly good legendaries. Getting Rhyme for Remorseless Winter, I don't know. It's good, but I think with conduits, then that'll be a good one. But any of them are pretty good. In my opinion, they're sort of like two single target, two AoE. Again, Frostwind Fury, just being able to use it, it's still a strong ability regardless. So it can still be useful in single target, but I still think the Remorseless Winter and Frostwind Fury legendaries are more AoE, whereas the two Obliterate ones are more single target, and they're both really good in my opinion. Overall, I like the Obliterate chance to refund runes, and of course doing 10% more damage more, um, especially with the if you have a two-handed weapon, because Obliterate's damage is already increased. Um, so getting that even more is that's 35% damage instead, and you have a chance to basically get it's basically free Obliterates, and then the other one is just making your Howling Blast. It's basically you get your Rhyme more, and Howling Blast will generate Runic Power. So both really good in my opinion, and it's just guess kind of with some extra testing or just what you want more would depend. If you have more things, basically in AoE, they're both good in single target. So I think what it comes down to is more AoE. If you want single target but also can be good in AoE, then you want the first one because Howling Blast is just such a strong AoE ability. Whereas the other one is you're just going to get more obliterates out. So I don't know. I really like them. And that's it. So those are all the Frost Death Knight legendaries, and now that concludes all of the legendaries for Death Knights. It's looking like a really nice class, especially now that you can have two-handed back with Frost. So it's definitely up there for me as one of the first classes that I want to play. If you like the video, then please give a like and subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. It allows me to continue doing these videos. And as always, thanks for watching.